Alrighty, can you see that first screen there? Hopefully.
Yes, we can.
Cool, cool, cool. Okay. Well, I hope you're all doing well, and thanks for joining me for the EK update. I know it's been a while since we've done one. Um, and as I was just saying before, if you have any questions, just let me know. We'll do some question time at the end. Or if it's a burning question, if you could unmute yourself and just ask me, because I always have some trouble with the chat if you're typing it. I can never really see it while I'm presenting. Most of the update today is really just focusing on some updates to our aircraft and fleet. So yeah, we'll start. Always like to start off with a quick snap of our current network. So we are going to 140 destinations at the moment. The blue lines there that you'll see is operated by the A380, and the red lines at the moment are our 777s. You may not be able to see them there, but there are a couple of green lines on there as well, and they are our new stations. So we've got Adelaide and Edinburgh coming online soon. And then we have also recently started to fly to Bogota and also Madagascar, which is quite exciting. Of course, when we add in the Fly Dubai codeshare network in there, we are really strong through the Central Asia and Central Europe regions as well. But we also have some really cool, handy seasonal services direct from Dubai with Fly Dubai as well that you may not have been aware of. They fly to places like Naples, Santorini, Mykonos, Zagreb, and also Dubrovnik, which is quite cool. Just a reminder for all of you on the Emirates fare structure. Of course, that we have 4 fare structures that are across all of our cabins. So first, business, premium economy, and economy all have these fare structures. You guys know they're all sold at different prices, and each level offers you different flexibility, baggage, seating options, mile accrual, and also some other inclusions. So if we start with our Flex Plus fare, those fares, you can identify them on your fare basis code. The last letters will be FNZ1. They have no change fees or refund penalties on those ones, but of course, fare difference can still apply. Then moving through to the flex fares, they end with SNZ1. They do have change fees on them. And they can also be refunded, but with a fee. And in economy class, regular paid seating is free. So that's just your normal windows or aisles, kind of in the middle to back of the aircraft as well. Saver fares are identified with PNZ1. They have change fees and refund fees before departure at a slightly higher level. And also some of these fares are non-refundable after departure. All of these fares in economy class, so your Q, L, and Ts, they have paid seating on those regular ones. We also have some special fares, and also to be honest, you guys won't really see these out of the New Zealand market. They're identified as RNZ1, but where you will maybe see those is when you sell a ticket that starts outside of our market from another country, or also maybe if you're selling a side trip from Dubai. These ones are non-refundable, and they also have an instant purchase TTL. Be aware that if you're using H class, that is a business class fare, but it's been stripped right back, and it offers you a seat on board only. So passengers in H class, they can't pre-select their seat, they don't get lounge access or chauffeur drive, okay? Your regular other business class fares, O, I, C, J, they all come with your lounge and chauffeur drive, so don't worry about those. And they're the ones that you're really selling out of New Zealand.
As the world's largest operator of the magnificent Airbus A380, Emirates have embarked on the most ambitious internal refurbishment program in aviation history. 110 of these beauties undergoing interior upgrades, ensuring that this giant of the skies continues its journey a lot longer. This also includes another 81 Boeing 777s receiving a full overhaul. Imagine thousands of new soft leather seats in our premium classes and an additional 8,000 premium economy seats added to our fleet. It's not only a time of growth to keep up with customer demand, but a belief that everyone receives a fly better experience every single time. Oh, and talking of fly better, introducing the latest addition to our fleet. The all-new Emirates A350. Yes, it's a new era for Emirates. The story continues.
That video is just a nice little intro for where we're going to next. There, of course, has been lots of changes to our aircraft and fleet at the moment. And as you would have seen on this video, we are upgrading the majority of our planes. Once we're all done, it's going to have cost us approximately $2 billion US. And we would have changed around 191 of our aircraft. And this is both A380s and 777s. Currently, we have retrofitted 22 of the A380s so far. We're really lucky in Auckland and in Christchurch that we have already started to receive these retrofitted aircraft. So if you've been out of New Zealand in the last year or so, you would have experienced this. Our first retrofitted 777 has just been delivered. And those that are travelling to Geneva will see these. I'll show you a video shortly of that makeover. But really the biggest difference on the 777 that you'll see is really in business class. These have been improved. They're much more like the A380 seats, and the configuration has gone from a 232 to a 131. Just keep in mind on those 777s, we still don't have a bar in business class and we don't offer the showers in first class. The retrofit is a massive job, and by the time it's done, we would have renovated 42,000 seats. So yeah, it's massive. So this is a video of the 777 makeover of what passengers will start to get. So you would have noticed, if you're familiar with the A380, these are very similar, and they'll all have premium economy cabins as well, which is really exciting. So Emirates, as you would have seen also in our video, we are just about to receive our first A350s. We have 10 of those aircraft that will be joining our fleet by the end of March next year. These ones only have 3 cabins, so they have economy, premium, economy, and business class. The first of these will be through to Edinburgh, arriving on the 1st of December. And then the other 8 destinations that we have are Lyon and Bologna in Europe. Then we've got Kuwait, Bahrain, Muscat, Ahmedabad, Mumbai, and Colombo. And definitely we hope to see more of these as well. They have beautiful, spacious, quiet cabins and also mood lighting, which I don't know how, but apparently it helps with your fatigue and jet lag as well. Once we've received these, we'll send some pictures through and videos as well, so you guys can take a look at it. Emirates is always investing in new aircraft. It's one of the biggest parts of our business model. And the average age of our aircraft is 6 years old. It's much less than the industry average, which is about 10 to 12 years old. Emirates have a massive 249 aircraft in our passenger fleet, and we have another 305 aircraft on order at the moment. We have now received the last of our A380s, and we don't expect to get any more of those. So most of those new aircraft that are coming online are A350s and 777s. I'll send this through to you guys as well if you want to have a better, more in-depth look of what we've got coming. Premium economy remains to be super popular. And just while we're talking about that, guys, if you are booking anyone in premium economy in the future, or you've just done a premium economy ticket for someone, please make sure that you're also doing their seating straight away. Those cabins go out full nearly every day, and if you don't do their seats soon, your passengers may miss out on what they want. Really exciting that we've finally got some new destinations, and by the end of this year, we'll have Geneva, Haneda, Brussels, Zurich, Riyadh, and Edinburgh. And then by the start of the first quarter of next year, we'll have Bologna, Bahrain, Kuwait, Lyon, Muscat, and Colombo. Eco and Whiskey classes for those services should now be showing in your GDS. So they are good to go. Oh, I'm going to go to the next page. Oh, yep. So while we're upgrading all of our aircraft, we're also trying to do this sustainably as possible. And one of the initiatives that they've got is that we have just released this new bag collection where we're using the leather and seat belts from all of the old seats. And passengers can buy this online at the emiratesstore.com. Each aircraft, we can get about 270 kgs of leather from the seats, and then a further 627 kgs of fabric and things like that. So pretty cool that we're able to repurpose that. And we're also in economy class with the economy class seats, making these really cute little bags. And these will be donated to schools and other organisations across Africa and Asia as well. Super cute. So news with us, I did touch briefly on a couple of these points before. We are recommencing our services into Adelaide on the 28th of October. I think Adelaide is now the last station for us to restart after COVID. So that's pretty exciting. And the service is operated by a 777 with just business class and economy class. The Brisbane and Paris Airport Emirates lounges have just been reopened after a refurbishment, so they are all looking really good. We have those services that I talked about before that are going to Bogota, which is in Colombia, and that started on the 3rd of June. That service goes via Miami, so you can actually also sell that as a fifth freedom. So passengers can either go Dubai to Bogota, or they can just do Miami to Bogota as well on a ticket. So really interesting if you've got someone that who's in the US and wants to go through to South America to Colombia or something like that. The Madagascar service is similar as well. That one goes via the Seychelles 4 times a week. So again, you can go Dubai to Madagascar, or you can just buy a ticket Seychelles to Madagascar as well. The airport code for Madagascar is TNR. Also, you may be aware that Emirates is now offering pre-ordered meals. The code for that is POML. And that's for most of our services in business class only. It's where your passengers can go online and choose their main meal before travel. So Auckland has just been added onto this list. Unfortunately, in Christchurch, we don't have it. that passengers just go through to manage my booking on their computers or on their app, and they can do that 14 days before they depart. Last but not least, I hope you guys are all aware that we have a special travel agents competition at the moment, and this is just for New Zealand, where you can win the ultimate Emirates Team New Zealand experience. So if you haven't already, make sure that you get your entries in for that. The email address that you need to send your tickets to is ek.rsvp@emirates.com. And that needs to be done before the 13th of September. Winners will enjoy premium economy flights to Barcelona, 3 nights accommodation, and also exclusive entry to the Emirates Team New Zealand Hospitality Lounge to watch 2 races. These are for tickets that you've booked between the 13th of June and the 13th of September, and travel on those tickets must be prior to the 30th of September this year. An economy class ticket gets 1 entry into the draw, premium economy 2 entries, business class 3, and of course first class is 4 entries. Super jealous that I can't enter that myself. Even if you guys aren't into sailing, I really recommend, if you've got a ticket that is eligible for this, that you throw your hat in the ring. It'll be pretty cool. And so that's kind of it. I'll leave this up while I take any questions. It's just an overview of Emirates from the last 12 months. Like you guys, we've been pretty busy, and we've carried over 150 million, sorry, not 150 million, 50 million passengers, and 2 million tons of cargo, which is pretty cool. Any questions from anyone?
I've got a couple of everyone talks at once.
Alrighty. Who's going? Tanya, do you want to start?
Just with the POML meal that you mentioned with the pre-ordering one, do we need to put it in as a SR POML for them to be able to then select their own meal?
Yes, sorry. So that one, you guys don't enter that one in. It has to be done through Manage My Booking.
Right.
So they'll just sign into that and choose. So yeah, sorry, I probably wasn't that clear. It's done from 2 weeks before, no earlier.
Yep.
It's not so much like your trust the chef kind of thing, which you may be familiar from other airlines. It's really, we have about 4 meal options that you would choose from anyway on board, and you're just kind of locking in your first choice.
Okay.
For that. Yeah.
And then once they've done that, do we see it appear as a POML? Is that how that works?
Yeah. Then you should see it. It also overrides any other special meals that they've got in there. So if they've, I don't know, booked in a gluten-free meal or whatever, and they choose the POML, that will override.
Okay. So we'll see that they've done it once it comes through.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Denise?
Just a couple. On the chauffeur drive, besides Athens, is there any other city that doesn't do the chauffeur drive?
Not that I'm aware of. Athens is the biggest one that we kind of see. But if you go onto either the Emirates Partners portal or Emirates.com, you can actually click on a chauffeur drive tile on the homepage. And if you type in the city that you want, it will tell you whether it's eligible or not for chauffeur drive. Yeah, but okay. Athens is really the main one that I've seen.
Yeah, okay. With the wholesale fares for cruise, I did one in business about, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and there was a good difference in the booking classes. But then I went to quote one this week, and there's no difference, and it's a $30 fee. Does it have to be when there's an O or I special in the market at the time for the wholesale difference to be there? Or because when I look at the rules, it only runs through till the end of March 2025 on the wholesale levers and smart tickets? Can you answer
Oh,
that?
no, I'm not actually too sure about that one, but if you send me an email, I can follow up what the
Okay.
story is. Wholesale fares are
That'd be
not
good to
really my
know.
forte, but we can kind of have a look at that anyway.
Okay,
Yeah, just send the
good one.
examples through.
And one more question, because I'm never sure about the premium economy. Besides London and the new destinations you mentioned on the refurb 777s, where else is there premium economy out of Dubai?
So really, when you're coming from New Zealand, the London and
Yeah,
Europe sectors, so Geneva, Edinburgh, those ones that are coming online,
yeah,
they're sort of the main ones that you'll get all the way through.
right,
We have it on most of our flights out of Australia.
right,
Also your long haul flights. So I think it is places like sort of New York, the ultra long haul Singapore, and ones like that. Not really ones that we would use in combination out of New Zealand.
right. Okay.
But yeah,
So
yeah,
just
those are the main
basically
ones.
London at the moment. Okay. Yep.
London
Okay.
and Geneva, and then we've got those ones that are coming
That's
online in
coming.
the next couple of months. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good one. Thanks.
Alrighty, I'll just have a quick look at the chat. So someone has mentioned early birds. At this stage, Emirates are not participating in early birds that we're aware of. We may have sort of sales from time to time throughout the year, but we're not aware of any of those. We really, our message to people are just if you can, the flights are quite full, especially for sort of your April, May next year, and also June, July. So just make sure that you are booking early to secure the dates that you want. Also, we've got, is there Arabian Air Pass in operation? Yes, we absolutely have that. And if you go onto the Emirates agents portal and type in the search bar Arabian Air Pass, it'll bring up all the details for that, all of the dates and the prices and things like that as well. We don't have a quick reference guide for fare levels, mainly just because they're always changing, but we can look at sort of sending something that just gives you like a brief overview of what has penalties and what doesn't. Is that what you mean, Nicole? Hopefully. And what about mixed class fares to Europe? So we don't actually offer mixed class fares. We only do it when there's no premium economy on the second flight. We did do mixed fares before COVID, if we sort of can still say that these days. But we kind of found that they really weren't as popular as what people thought. And also business class and things are so busy at the moment anyway, that we really only have them all the way through. Cancellation fees for O class to Madrid and I class from Lisbon, Auckland. There seems to be 2 cancellation fees, one in each direction. Do we quote each way? So it's only the higher of the 2. If you have O class going over and I class, and you need to charge a change fee, it's just the highest of the 2. You don't have to charge it twice. A guide that gives you booking classes at a cruise. So all of the Emirates bookings, they all you can get points on all of those. We don't have any that you don't earn Skywards miles, but you just earn at a different rate. So can packs do an upgrade themselves on legs of their journey? So really, passengers that have booked through a travel agent before travel will always get referred back to you guys to make any changes. Passengers can upgrade themselves sector by sector, but only on the day at the check-in counters. And they're given a rate depending on availability. They will probably find in some cases that it's actually more expensive to do that than it would be to upgrade, say, from Auckland through to Barcelona with you guys. So it's, good for them to kind of check that out with you. It really depends on what sector they want to do, of how much it is. Can we still pay for the business class lounge in Dubai if traveling economy class? Yes, you can. If your passenger has over 5 hours in Dubai, you can do that through Manage My Booking. Otherwise, it's just at the lounge on the day. They just go in there and they can pay. It's done in 4-hour blocks. Make sure that they're Skywards members because it is slightly discounted. It is quite expensive. It's about 175 US dollars, I think, per person.
Charlotte,
yeah.
sorry, it's Karen here. Can I just ask a question, which is probably too long to type as a chat? In regard to reassessment of fares, I've had occasions where they've changed a destination and you've got that policy where the new fare has to be equal or higher. When there's surcharges involved, right? I've been caught with a situation where they might have been in a full J and taking away the surcharges, it means the base fare is actually lower with wherever they're going or whatever. And the only option is to make it higher. I've got to move up a cabin. Is there a blanket rule that excludes surcharges and whatnot?
So there's
That
no
base fare?
blanket. So no blanket rule. So so Emirates have no even exchanges anymore if it's a lower fare. It always has to be the same or higher fare. But like what you said, Karen, if you've already booked a full Y, a full W, a full J, there's no higher fare sometimes to go up to. So if you have that situation, then you just email your rep. So if you're in the South Island, email myself, or if you're in the North Island, Michael. We have to send it to our pricing manager to get an okay. And then
how
we'll
long would
usually
that take
give you
if
a
it's
waiver.
over the weekend or the next day travel? Would that, not so
Well,
easy?
yeah. So not so easy. Because we're only here Monday to Friday, or also we have to send it to our pricing manager, and he's in Australia. So it can be quite hard for us to get that last minute. But if they've paid a full J, it could possibly be that you're cheaper to refund the ticket because there'd be no refund fee, and then resell the ticket.
Sometimes if they're halfway through their travel, right, and their new dates doesn't attract that surcharge that you have for various days of the week or whatever, it ends up less because of that surcharge. So then you got no options but have to
I mean, ideally you'd want to give us a call and just double check. So hopefully it's not too many happening over the weekends, because we can't just give you a blanket authority for the even exchanges anymore.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So can passengers see the airfare when they go through to Manage My Booking? Yes, they can. On the ticket, unless it's been sold as a BT or an IT fare. And that's just always been the case that it's on there. I've been with Emirates for 14 years. We've always had that. So hopefully you won't have too many issues with that. When does STPC kick in? That's 8 hours. Up to 8 hours through to 24 hours.
I've got a good tip on STPCs too, to book it straight away as soon as you do the ticket, in case there's schedule change and it drops outside that 8 hours and you've already told the client. Yeah,
absolutely. Or if there's a seasonal service put on or something like that, and then it's no
that
longer
happened to me, but out of Athens,
absolutely. That's a good one to do. The other thing with STPC that you may not be aware of is that passengers' bags have to be through checked to the final destination. They don't have the option to pick up their bags in Dubai, so just make sure that they put anything they need in their hand carry luggage for that time as well. How many hours layover now? I don't know what the answer to that question is. It depends, I guess, on what flight they're going on to. It can range from 2 hours in Dubai, or it can go up from there. Christchurch to Sydney, there's a short stop. It's about 90 minutes in Sydney. Can business class and first class passengers bring more than one guest into Dubai and the first and business lounges? So really, passengers have to be gold or platinum members to take a guest into the lounge. Just regular business class passengers can't take a guest with them unless they are themselves travelling in business class or first class. If you've booked STPC and it drops below 8 hours due to a schedule change, do they keep STPC? I'm not actually too sure. I would say the new flight, no. Anything less than 8 hours, you'll probably find that it's not actually long enough for them to go to the hotel and then back again. But if you have any specific ones, just come through to trade support and we can kind of find out for you.
Isn't that what you had to know?
Yeah, I found that when that happened, that if it was booked, it was okay. But it's when you go into manage my booking, if it's changed and it won't let you do it. So I'm pretty sure that if you've booked it and it drops down to 8, it will stay in the booking.
Yeah, that probably sounds more likely. So if it's booked, it probably will stay there. But if you hadn't booked it already, it's too late. Yeah. But yeah, I actually haven't had that one before. So if you do have one where you've already had it booked, we can always check. Can you book that STPC too far out? You should be able to book STPC as soon as you've booked in the flights. It needs to be ticketed, and you must have the passenger's passport details in the booking as well. So hopefully that's answered most of the questions. Is there any others in there?
Denise,
Of course.
were you asking me a question about Emirates yesterday?
Yeah, that was the wholesale fees, so I'll email Charlotte.
Okay.
It'd be
Cool.
good
If
to know
there-
the answer to that, Denise. If would Adrian air tickets need to be CC'd into that, maybe, if that's what they
I'll see how I go with the answer. Yeah, that nobody knows. I got an answer back from Sherilyn, but I can't understand what she means. So
because 31 March, that's not long enough. It obviously needs to be rolled
well,
over. They need to renew the
I'm
contract.
wanting to ticket June and July now.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
and there's no wholesale fees there.
Frustrating. Oh, let us know the answer when you find out.
Yeah, SQ's there, but not EK.
Yeah, it could be that we're due to roll something out soon. I'm not really too sure. So yeah, if you just want to send me what you've got and then we can have a look.
I'd like to hold off on the ticketing.
Thanks, Charlotte.
That's all right.
Okay,
So if anyone has a question as well that they didn't want to ask or anything, of course, we've got trade support, you've got me, and you've got Michael in the North Island as well. So feel free to come through to us.
Okay, is that it from everyone?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Karen and Tim. All right. Well, thank you very much, Charlotte. That was really, really good. And I will get the recording up as soon as Jackie gets back to send it through to me. So we will see you all next week, or those coming this weekend. I'll see you there. See ya. Bye.
See you guys.
Thanks, Charlotte.
Bye.
Bye.